Golden Wildfire. The leader's stratagem. The Alliance army pushes back the Empire at Deirdre, where they receive word that Count Gloucester has rejoined the Alliance. It seems his disloyalty was all part of a deceitful plan. With their position lost, the Imperial army begins to retreat. Claude and his allies press forward, planning to surround them as they flee to Adrestia.
The Imperial forces within the Alliance are currently dispersed between the western part of Regan territory and the northern part of Gloucester lands. They're making a desperate attempt to march south, but Count Gloucester's persistent attacks have slowed their progress.
I would appreciate it if you could be more precise with your language. In fact, my father's tactics have halted the Imperial Army's southward advance.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just said. Anyway, here's where we come in. We'll surround the enemy, cutting off their retreat and cornering them in western Regan territory. Then, we give them a good thrashing.
That's it? Sounds kinda simple if you ask me.
Hey, what more could you want? All the best plans are easy to understand. Trust me, it's a sure win.
Yeah, even I know what's going on now.
We just have to herd the Imperial Army into western Regan territory and stop them from moving any further south, right?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Just remember that the enemy knows this is their last stand. We have to proceed with caution. I want to finish them off before Count Burghley's has a chance to muster a sizable army and mount an attack.
Ferdinand and Bernadetta are leading the Imperial Army, right?
I'm guessing you'd rather not kill them? Believe me, I don't want that either. We may have been in different classes, but they're still our old friends from the Academy. Once our forces are in place, I plan to offer them terms of surrender. But for now, we need to focus on driving their army into a corner.
You got it! I swear on these biceps, I won't let them get away!
I don't know. I'm not convinced it's gonna be that easy. But I guess that's besides the point. We've got to get out there.
You said it. Let's move out.
I can't believe that Count Gloucester betrayed us. The Great Bridge has fallen back into enemy hands.
Now that our troops are trapped on Alliance lands, House Regan and House Gloucester have them surrounded on both sides. It's doubtless one of Claude's clever little stratagems, and it stings.
I don't understand. Everyone is aware of the troubled history between Regan and Gloucester. Why would they decide to bury the hatchet now? Unless this supposed feud is little more than a web Claude has spun for this exact moment.
Perhaps it is, but perhaps not. For all we know, he wants us to overthink the situation and make a greater mistake.
As it stands, Ferdinand's forces are trapped behind enemy lines. The Minister of Military Affairs is moving to recapture the Great Bridge of Myrddin with all haste. However, I fear he lacks a sufficiently sizable force to do so swiftly enough to reach our isolated comrades before they are crushed.
We cannot stand idly by while our allies are in danger. What are our options, Hubert?
I have already taken the liberty of engaging several promising mercenary companies. I directed them to covertly enter Alliance territory and provide reinforcements to Ferdinand.
Why was I not informed of any of this?
From the very beginning, I had my doubts about Ferdinand and his ability to lead our troops to victory. I employed these mercenaries using my own personal funds, which obviated any need to report it.
And you believe they'll make it to him in time?
I do. It turns out that they are quite familiar with the terrain. I am confident that they will prove well worth the cost of their contracts.
It's funny, Hubert. to think that your complete lack of faith in Ferdinand might be the very thing that saves his life. The world truly is a mysterious place.
Let's talk. Boy there. Excellent.
My instruction comes at a high price. Don't neglect your daily studies.
How's it going?
It's like this.
Hey there.
I'm counting on you.
Right on.
Thanks.
You sure? I see.
I would appreciate it.
Excellent.
What?
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Nothing to report. Greetings, friend. Actually...
By the way,
Excuse me.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh no.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have a mate. I appreciate. I appreciate. I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You busy?
Hunger is the true enemy.
So,
Wow, that hit the spot. I'm so glad we're friends.
Thanks.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
yeah.
Doesn't it?
Agreed.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our fair share. Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our care to make yourself useful. We all must do our care to make yourself useful. do care to make yourself useful? We all must do our care to make yourself useful. We all must do our fair share.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I'm impressed.
Well,
Got a sec? Oh yeah.
Hey!
Time to work you into shape.
I didn't know.
Can't.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
There's nothing to fear.
I kinda miss. I kinda miss my old armor.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable. Got a minute?
Have you need of me?
How tragic.
Okay, so.
Hey! Hey, Holst. You here to train?
That's right. I was just about to get started, in fact.
Perfect. Mind if I join you?
Be my guest. I was only planning on honing the fundamentals, mind you.
Oh, I was actually hoping we could spar a little. I've heard stories about you for as long as I can remember. People say you're the mightiest warrior in all of Leicester. So I thought this would be a good chance to learn a little something about your strength.
I'm afraid you'd likely learn little from such a bout.
What? Why not?
I can't go all out against an ally. When I spar, I have to take care not to kill my partner, unlike in a real fight.
I can live with a few broken bones. Just show me what you've got.
If I do, broken bones will be the least of your worries. I'm well aware of your strength. I'd be in for a world of trouble myself if I held anything back.
So, is there anything I can do to convince you?
If you're that insistent about it, I suppose there is one thing that would change my mind.
You mean if I made a move on Hilda?
Now why would I want to kill you for that? Don't be ridiculous. But no, that's not what I meant. The only way you'll experience my full might is if you face me as an enemy. After all, there's no greater teacher than the battlefield. The vast majority of what I've learned didn't come from lectures or drills. It came from dancing with death time and again in the heat of battle. So, what do you say, friend? Care to team up with the enemy and pit your steel against mine?
Nah, I'm good. I'm not in the mood to betray my friends today.
Quite a collected response for someone so young. Truth be told, I was expecting a little more bravado.
Anyway, for now I can settle for honing the fundamentals alongside an ally.
Wonderful. Shall we begin? Just the person I was looking for. Do you have plans for the rest of the day?
No, not really. I'm surprisingly free for once. Thought I'd put in some extra training.
An admirable use of time. But I have a task I could use your help with that should prove even more enriching than training. Will you join me?
Hey, if you're asking, I'm in.
I thought as much. Come, we leave at once.
Holst, isn't this?
Shh! Lower your voice. There may well be sentries on patrol nearby.
So this is enemy territory. Great.
See that encampment over there? They set up just a few days ago. It's difficult to tell from here, but it doesn't seem to be that big of an operation.
Wait, so this is a recon mission? Don't we have scouts for this sort of thing?
I've been trying to ascertain how far the enemy has advanced. But lately they've tightened up their security. Too many of our scouts have gone missing. I thought it would be more efficient to look into the matter personally.
Still, I've never heard of a Duke's son doing recon.
It saves everyone time if I do it myself, and I don't have to risk any more valuable soldiers. And besides, this way I can gain even more experience in the field. Even better than training, wouldn't you say?
Speak for yourself. I had no idea what I was getting into, so I'm not close to ready for whatever's ahead.
I know you're not the type to go down so easily. Trust me, you'll thank me for this later. Ah, and don't make light of reconnaissance. There are many lessons to be learned out here that training could never hope to teach you.
All right, so what's next? We gonna take a closer look?
Might as well, yes. It couldn't hurt to get into a little scuffle and gauge the enemy's strength.
Sounds like the perfect opportunity to see you fight up close. All right, let's do this.
That's the spirit. Now let's move.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here!
Seems we've been spotted. My name is Holst Sigisvald Goneril. Those with any skill or courage, have at thee!
Why tell the enemy your name? Maybe recon really isn't his thing.
Sorry for the wait, Lawrence. So, what is it you wanted to talk about? Ooh, don't tell me. Is it about a girl?
No. I wish to discuss the consequences of your strategy at the Great Bridge of Myrden.
Oh, that. If it's an apology you want, I'll say it as many times as I need to, both to you and your father. My plan left a cloud of treason hanging thick over the Honorable House Gloucester. I'm sorry, Lawrence.
Please, I have already accepted your apology. And besides, did my father not agree to your scheme? Luckily, my own person remains unsullied, and I will soon remedy the blemishes on my family name. You have my word.
If that's not it, then what do you want to talk about?
There is something I wish to confirm with you. A matter regarding the future of the Leicester Alliance. Can we really trust you, Claude? I have no qualms admitting that your work has freed the Alliance from a number of tight situations. And yet, I have never been able to fully place my trust in you. The same is true even now. Were it as simple as choosing to believe, I would do just that. But this situation makes me uneasy. Day after day, I find myself forced to rely on a man with unclear roots and even more unclear intentions.
Your tongue's as sharp as ever, Lawrence. But I can't say I don't get where you're coming from. I wouldn't trust me either in your shoes. If I were you, I wouldn't let my loved ones touch a guy like me with a 10-foot poleaxe, let alone count on me to keep them safe.
You are quick to disparage yourself.
Yeah, maybe I took it a little far there. I mean, I'm not that bad, am I? Still, I'm not all-knowing or all-powerful like the goddesses. There's no way for me to know what the future might hold. Which means there's only one thing I can do. Stack my deck with as many cards as I can so we're ready for anything that comes our way. But on that front, the possibilities are kinda endless. No matter how many tricks I've got in my pocket, there's still this lingering worry I just can't shake. That's what I meant by not being able to trust myself. I feel like I'm constantly walking this tightrope with no clear end in sight. Lawrence? Are you even listening? If you were any quieter, I'd think you'd have died on the spot.
I am present, yes. I was just so shocked to hear you voice your anxieties that I struggled to find words. Could this be another of your schemes? What do you hope to gain by deceiving me so?
Whoa, slow down there. You're the one who brought this whole thing up, remember? Kinda rude to react like that after I go and spill my heart out to you, don't you think?
Forgive me, I seem to have lost my presence of mind entirely. I fear I may be entering a state of shock.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
How you feeling, Raphael? Everything healing up?
Hey, Hilda. Yeah, I'm fine. This is nothing.
Well, that's good to hear. Still, don't go pushing yourself too hard, okay?
You know it. Thanks for looking out for me.
You really were incredible out there today, you know? I mean, even if you did get sort of reckless at times. It kind of reminded me of my brother, actually.
What? Holst? Well, I sure appreciate you saying so, but I'm nothing compared to that guy. He's strong as an ox, a master of every single weapon, and has muscles bulging out of his other muscles. His workout routine must be the stuff of legend. I'd give anything to be like him.
Yeah, he trains literally all the time. It's no surprise the two of you get along like a house on fire.
I also appreciate how much he values his family.
Yeah? Because I sure don't.
Aw, don't say that. He's just being a good big brother who's looking out for his little sis. In fact, the last time we met up, we had a great time swapping stories about our sisters.
Wait, so you were talking about me? Ugh, I really hope he didn't say anything weird.
It wasn't weird at all. We were just chatting about how cute our sisters look when they sleep. See, when she was little, my sis couldn't fall asleep unless I tucked her in, and we had a nice chat. And at some point, while we were talking, whoosh, out like a candle. It was adorable. Then Holes told stories about when you were little. Said you whined a lot.
Stop, stop, stop! I'm not interested in stories about myself, and especially not stories like that. This is all unbelievably embarrassing, so let's just bury the whole conversation in the world's deepest hole and pretend it never happened.
It's not embarrassing. It's nice. Anyway, I eventually told Holst how sad and lonely I was to be living apart from my sister now. And he said he's sad he never gets to work with you, even though you're in the same army. And we ended the conversation by promising to always keep our sisters safe, no matter what.
You promised each other? Ugh, I swear my brother is always like this. What if he gets even more overprotective now that he has you for a big brother buddy?
Holst is overprotective? Huh. I never got that impression.
Well, he's better than he used to be. I mean, at least I don't have to send him constant letters now. Still, according to what Balti told me, Holst apparently said, and I quote, "I will be the one to decide if her future husband is good enough."
That's so funny. My sister's gonna call the shots on who I marry, too. She told me so.
Wow, our situations could not be more different.
Oh boy. I think I'm in over my head here.
Not often I see you sigh, Raphael. What's wrong?
Oh, Leone! I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you have a second to answer a question about bow making?
Sure, go ahead. But you do know that all our bows are pre-supplied to us, right?
No, I get that. Problem is, the ones they give us can't hold up to my muscles. Even if I draw the string back really carefully, the bow still ends up snapping in half.
You snap bows in half? That really shouldn't be possible.
Anyway, I'm trying to make a bow that I can use in place of the ones I keep busting, but I can't seem to get it right.
Well, you've come to the right gal. Give it here.
Thanks, Leone.
Okay, so it's much quicker to reinforce an existing bow instead of trying to make one from scratch. First, you wrap this around here and flex it like so. Then on the opposite end... And there you have it. I used animal tendons, which will absorb the force you place on the bow and make it even more pliant. This should be flexible enough to withstand even the burliest of your pulls. Give it a try.
Oh, wow, look at that! I'm pulling with everything I've got, and it's just fine! Thanks, Leone.
You're very welcome. But say, you're still pretty new to the bow, right?
Yep, but I want to get better, because using it makes my muscles happy.
In that case, I have an idea. I'm currently on guard duty, which means chasing off random bandits and monsters whenever I see them. Why don't you come with me on my next patrol? It'll be a great way to test your new weapon.
Oh, that would be great! You're really incredible, Leone. No one can beat you when it comes to bow stuff.
Well, I was born in a hunting village, so I guess it's sort of my thing. I imagine you've got different talents that just come naturally to you, right? And if I ever find myself struggling with one of your specialties, I'm sure you'll help me out.
You bet. You ever need a hand with food or workouts, I'm the man for you.
Yeah, I'm a card-carrying member of the Clean Plate Club, so I don't need help in the eating department.
Well then, just come to me if you ever want to put a little beef on your bod.
Allow me to aid you in battle.
My muscles will see me through.
Let's earn our keep.
Leave it to me. All right, here I go.
Feel free to do my share of the fighting, too.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's do dope.
Retreat! What's next?
You'll have to take things from here.
Job well done, if I do say so myself.
We can't let it end like this.
Take a breather.
That's enough, right?
Don't mind if I do. Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done! Too easy.
You always come through for us, even more than I expected.
The stronghold's ours.
I beg of you!
Out of the way! You're done!
Thank you. I'll repay you somehow. Let me help you.
still standing when the battle's over.
My muscles are screaming that you're the best.
I'll win the next one too, if I just stay focused. Yeah. More. That you, Claude? What are you doing in a place like this?
Oh, hey. I'm not up to much. Just shirking my duties for a little bit.
Your plan's going well, huh? We've managed to corral most of the Imperial forces that are still in the Alliance.
Everything's moving like clockwork. At this rate, it won't be long before we've finished off the entire enemy force.
You don't seem too happy about it. Hasn't this whole war been unfolding exactly the way you thought it would?
So far, yeah. But it's not over yet. Unless we find a way to stop them, the Empire is going to make another play for the Great Bridge of Murden. And when that happens, we'll be taking on Count Bergliez himself. It'll be a brutal fight, no matter how many angles we try to play. And even if we pull it off, what then? Do we invade the Empire or just stay on the defensive? We don't know what's going on with the Kingdom and the Church, and the Almirans could decide to drop in on us again at any time. There are limits to how far I can map things out, but the Alliance won't survive unless I account for every possibility. I'm dancing as fast as I can here, but there's no end in sight, and these feet are starting to get tired.
You don't have to shoulder all that weight by yourself. I'm sure we can figure out a plan if everyone puts their heads together.
Now, there's an idea. Hey, would you be willing to hash it out with me?
Me? Oh, I'm not sure there's anything all that useful knocking around in my head.
Speak for yourself. I, for one, have plenty of wisdom to share. Perhaps I should grant you some?
I probably won't be much help, but on the off chance I do get a flash of inspiration, I'll be sure to let you know.
Excuse me? I've placed myself at your disposal, yet you claim there's only an off chance that I'd have a good idea? I'd appreciate a little more credit.
You know, I'm really glad you're the one who hired me, Claude. You've got vision. You think about all these things that had never even occurred to me. Plus, I know you'll always pay me on time.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Sorry to make you listen to all my griping. But you know what? I feel a bit better now. Maybe it's not such a bad thing to let it all out now and then.
Well, if all you need is someone to vent to, I'm here. I'll even give you a real good rate on it.
Wait, you're charging me for this? You mercenaries sure know how to bleed a guy dry, don't you?
The fight starts now. I'll do what I've got to do. That's it.
Yeah, I'll give it everything I've got.
I'm dragging the others down. So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
paid for this, you hear?
We'll give it a go.
I will bring you down for the future of the Empire. Don't challenge me!
Thank you. I'll repay you somehow.
Allow me to lend you a hand.
We're done for. The rest is up to you. Accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over. Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done!
I love having you around because it means I can slack off. Just kidding.
I knew we'd pull out the win.
Let's earn our keep.
We can win this. Come on.
Feel free to do my share of the fighting too.
This place won't be a problem anymore. Don't mind if I do. Too easy.
You're really going for it. See what you can accomplish when you eat right.
The stronghold's ours. This place won't be a problem anymore.
This will help secure our victory. Let's try.
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
You must be the best mercenary who ever lived.
The stronghold's ours. This place won't be a problem anymore.
Let's move out.
Let us begin our advance.
You're here to help, are you not?
Take it down in one fell swoop.
I do hope you'll make this fun for me.
We must not suffer defeat. Not here, not now. Take it down in one fell swoop.
We'd like to help.
Take it down in one fell swoop.
Yay! We captured it!
Don't mind if I do. Time to make a name for ourselves.
We've won. Great job, everyone.
I'm getting stronger.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
I'll handle this.
Let's clean up.
Time to bring down our quarry. We have to win, no matter what. I'll show you how my hard work has paid off.
I'll do whatever it takes.
You'll have to take things from here.
Let's get... A taste more bitter than blackest coffee.
I hope that works.
Let's play a game.
You're mine.
Sorry, I gotta fall back. Going for it.
Let's give it a shot.
Don't? I'm on it.
So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
Out you go! That's enough, right?
We can ill afford defeat here. Stand back.
This place is ours now.
So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
Let's show them what we got. gotta fall back.
Hooray! The sweet smell of success.
Kill confirmed.
I won't be outdone.
Things aren't heading in the right direction. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Watch closely.
Gotta get it together. I'll take point.
Hooray! The sweet smell of success. That's no surprise. I work much harder than anyone else. This isn't...
I'll go.
Indeed.
Hey there!
I'll show you what a mercenary can do.
Yeah, let's go. I'll handle this.
Allow me to aid you in battle. For victory!
I'll do this my way.
Yeah, we can win this!
I know you'll make good use of this place.
Yeah, let's do this. Don't...
Face my comrades after this.
I spy a gate that needs guarding. May I? That one was a toughie.
Not bad. This is gonna be a problem.
We've got a strong hold on this stronghold. Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
I do hope you'll make this fun for me.
Many small victories make for one great step.
You got that many already? You're seriously strong.
You shall pay for this. You hear?
I think this is gonna be a problem.
I know you'll make good use of this place.
You shall pay for this. You hear?
That's how it's done.
Show them how fast we can run! Sorry, but I gotta fall back.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough. This victory brings us one step closer to a brighter future.
How about it?
Uh-huh.
For victory!
Leave it to me.
No do-overs here. Keep that guard up.
Yeah, let's do this. Don't...
Not a problem.
I think this is gonna be a problem.
Take a breather.
You know what they say about playing with fire.
We can watch closely.
How can I face my comrades after this?
We did it!
Is that all we've got?
We can ill afford defeat here.
I think this is gonna be a problem.
I hope this victory moves us closer to our desired future.
won't let myself stop here.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Time to work you into shape. Get with. Time to work you into shape. Time to work you into shape. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Care to make yourself useful?
Would you not...
We all must do. Care to make yourself useful? We all must do our care to make yourself. We all must do our fair share.
That's a tasty looking roast you've got there, Claude. Where'd you get it?
Oh, hey, Raphael. I nabbed it from the base we took over the other day. No big deal. Plus, it's about to go bad, so there's no point in trying to ration it out to the troops. Meaning?
You're giving it to me! Oh, yes!
Hold on there, big guy. Nobody can eat all of this alone, not even you. I was actually thinking we could all feast on it together. Want to help me cook it?
You bet I do! Might mean my stomach goes a little emptier, but feasting with the whole team adds a spice like no other. Just leave the rest to me. I'll kick this meat party off in style.
Hey, make sure you take it to the mess hall. Is he even listening to me? Wow, this looks incredible. Color me impressed, Raphael.
Well, you said it was about to go bad, right? I had to grill it up as quick as I could.
I mean, it wasn't going bad in a matter of minutes, but this is a huge help. Thanks. Weird. It felt like that was more than we could ever finish, but just mention food to the crew and it's gone in an instant.
Too bad, too. I was thinking I could split any leftovers we had with Maya and my grandpa.
Doesn't it take days to get here from where they are? It would definitely have started rotting by then. Besides, this isn't really the chapter in history you want an old man and a child going out for a stroll.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Still, I hope that day comes soon.
Huh?
A time when we can invite your grandfather and sister over for banquets whenever we want. A time when it's not so dangerous for them to travel. Not that any of that'll be possible so long as this war keeps dragging on.
That's it, Claude! That's it!
Whoa! What's all the yelling for?
This meal was amazing, yeah. But a little voice in the back of my mind kept saying something was missing. And now I know what it is! Once the land's at peace again, we're gonna have a huge party With Maya, and my grandpa, and everyone! After all, you can't savor a meal if you've got thoughts of war rolling around in your head.
Yeah, I think you're right. A banquet we can throw in peacetime is far better than one we have to put on hold due to the conflict. But in order to make that dream a reality, we'll need to create a future where the wild animals share their game instead of fighting over it.
Game? As in game meat? You have more?
Sorry, just a metaphor for the eagles and lions, always at each other's throats. As for us deer, we're content with leaves. But where should we forage next? So, Holst's leading the soldiers' drills himself, eh? And everyone looks to be way more into it than usual. That's Holst for you, all right.
My ears are burning, my lord.
Holst! Well, what a surprise. I was just watching your drills. Everyone looks so spirited. Probably because they know you're keeping an eye on them.
So the soldiers aren't so enthusiastic with others? Training is only meaningful if it emulates true battle. Without tension, it's little more than exercise. We'll need to improve our methods at once.
Let's cut them a little slack. It's not like they're all goofing around when you're not there. It's just that everyone gets a tiny bit more excited when they get to see you in the flesh. You're Lester's living legend, the powerful warrior who accomplishes feats of undaunted heroism without even a crest to help him. And they get to train and fight with you? Seriously, it's probably the biggest thrill of their lives.
Ha! You have quite the gift for flattery. But someone like me is nothing when compared to the 10 elites. Of course, I wouldn't walk away from that fight empty-handed. Even unaided, I bet I could take a limb or two before the end.
If you can keep up with the 10 elites, I'll need to invent some even more impressive flattery. But I meant what I said about the troops. Honestly, I feel the same excitement just standing next to you.
Then it was worth my coming here. Still, I believe that you inspire far more trust and enthusiasm than I do. The Alliance would never have come together like this if that weren't the case.
If only it would have. A little solidarity would go a long way for us. Anyway, thanks again, Holst. It's much appreciated.
I'm just doing my job as the heir to House Goneril. All I do is for the sake of the Leicester Alliance. Though, even more importantly, Hilda stands at your side. That alone is enough to keep me near at hand.
It sounds like I need to thank Hilda instead, then.
It couldn't hurt to do so, but also keep her safe. As you know, I've sworn to protect Fodlan's throat, with my very life if need be. So if the Almirans turn their attentions to it, I'll have no choice but to return there at once.
And if that happens, we'll be right there with you to drive them back. Call it a gut feeling, but I suspect their next attack will be a battle that changes Fodlan's fate forever.
Ah, there you are, Ignatz.
Hello, Lysithia. Do you need something?
I wanted to thank you for your actions in our skirmish earlier. You blocked the enemy's approach, which allowed me to maintain my position on the battlefield. I'm very grateful.
Oh, you don't need to thank me. Protecting comrades is all part of the job when you're a knight.
At first, I thought knighthood would prove to be a task beyond your ability, but you've turned out to be surprisingly dependable. Didn't Didn't you come from a merchant family?
I sure did.
Then if I may, why have you chosen to become a knight instead of taking over the family business?
Because I'm the second son. My older brother is going to take over the business. My father wanted me to become a knight so I could help my brother that way. It was a lot to deal with, but in the end, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out.
It's quite commendable to choose a future based on your family's wishes.
Oh, it's not so impressive.
Your family must have been ecstatic when you were knighted.
I suppose they were.
To be honest, I am envious of you.
You are?
I am. I haven't been able to do anything for my own mother and father yet. I hope to be as strong as you and do something equally wonderful for my parents one day.
You're very considerate of your parents, Lysithia. And I know how hard you work when you set your mind to something, so I'm sure you can do this too. Yes, well, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
That is to say, I certainly will. Thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really should be going. The work of a knight is never done, after all.
Lord Ferdinand, I've brought an envoy from the Alliance.
Allow me to introduce myself, sir. My name is Holst Sigisvald Goneril.
It is an honor to meet you. Even those of us from the Empire have heard tales of your valor. I am Ferdinand von Eyre, and this army is under my command.
I come as a representative for the Leicester Alliance. I'm sure you can guess what I'm planning to say.
You are here to ask for our surrender, I take it.
Your army is surrounded with no hope of victory or retreat. There would be no dishonor in laying down your arms.
So the Empire declined our terms? I guess that's not a complete surprise.
It was as if he didn't even consider the possibility. Perhaps he'd have regarded it an affront to his pride as a noble of the Empire.
He's really willing to throw away the lives of those who serve him just for that?
Actually, his troops' morale seemed unexpectedly high. I believe they've steeled themselves for a fight to the death. Not without exception, of course. One of his officers was hiding under a table. And I noticed some dispirited soldiers about their camp.
Hiding under a table? That has to be Bernadetta. I mean, who else could it be? I wonder if she'd hear us out.
Since we couldn't convince Ferdinand to give up on this desperate last stand, we have no choice but to give him what he wants. If we win this battle, the Alliance will finally be back to where it was before the Empire invaded. No matter who you face on the battlefield, hold nothing back. Hit them with everything you've got. Time to shine.
Who, me? Yeah, let's go.
Reporting for duty.
I stand. I'll show you what I can do.
I'll do my...
There's no time to waste.
They've got nowhere to run. We must force the enemy generals to surrender.
It was quite brilliant to surround them like this, Claude. And it could not have been accomplished without my father.
Escape routes been cut off. There must be some way to break through.
Would you give it up already? You'll only keep losing troops if you... Huh? Wait, that's...
Did we make it in time? The situation doesn't look great, but we've still got a job to do.
We'll cut a path for you. Follow us.
You're Ferdinand, right? We've secured an escape route. Hurry, get your troops out of here.
The mercenary. You have my gratitude. Everyone, proceed to the escape route at once.
Captain Gerald! Oh no. I really don't want to do this, but I can't let them get away.
The entire army will crumble if I am defeated. I must retreat with everyone else, regardless of what happens.
I can't do this anymore. Gotta make sure everyone gets away. Where are these arrows coming from? We'll never catch up to the enemy if we don't stop them.
We'll show them how determined we are. The path is shut.
No more standing.
The sniper must be concealing themselves. We need to find them and deal with them immediately.
The Alliance forces are in disarray. Now is our chance, Lord Ferdinand.
Advance now. Forward!
They found me! Stay away! I found her.
I had a feeling it was you, Bernadetta. I don't seem to... You've got to be willing to listen in that state.
The enemy doesn't seem that interested in fighting. We may be able to convince her to surrender.
The escape point is before us. Go, everyone! I will provide you with backup.
Bernadetta, could you maybe stop fighting?
Wait, what? No! I'm not ready to die! Please, don't murder me!
Captain. And Gerald, I leave the rest to you. I will rally the troops who have managed to withdraw.
Captain, we should join the front line as well. We must save as many soldiers as we can.
There you go, getting all worked up again. But I guess our pay will get done if we just stand around.
If we could set fire to our signal beacon, it may be able to slow the Imperial Army's retreat.
Turn our attention back to us. We must cut a path once more.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
I think this will go well. I'm prepared to see this through.
Yeah, let's do this. Don't...
We can't let our blockade fall apart. We need reinforcements.
Out of the way! You're done!
Now we can focus on pursuing them. Wait, something's happening in the central area. What is that?
You will not go any further.
So that's the Ashen Demon, huh? Don't engage them if you can help it. Focus on stopping the Imperial troops.
Is that Alois? Did he leave the Knights of Saros?
We've considerably weakened the mercenaries. All that's left is to catch Ferdinand.
I'm unstoppable.
Your efforts lift everyone's spirits. I, no exception, of course.
What? How could you allow this to happen, Claude?
If you're with the Alliance army, then I'm here to stop you.
Caught up tight. I shall not surrender here. Everyone, retreat! Get as far as you can. I will hold them off.
Let's try this. All right, let's try.
I will not be defeated.
So this is where it ends.
Lord Ferdinand, please retreat. I will hold them off. I promised Her Majesty that I would protect you at all costs, and I intend to see that promise through.
Edelgard truly made you promise such a thing? But I cannot very well abandon you here.
If we lose you, we lose the whole army. Please go, so that everyone might live. At least Lord Ferdinand got away. Your Majesty, if only I could have seen you one last.
Their general escaped, but we struck a blow to the Imperial army nonetheless. I'd call this a victory.
Well, we did it.
Yet you're still the saddest looking fighter in camp. Why the long face?
Because we only barely got the job done. Everything else was a miserable failure. Sure, we routed the Imperial army and forced Geralt and his mercenaries to retreat. But we let Ferdinand get away in the process. And if that wasn't bad enough, I failed to beat the Ashen Demon. Basically, we lost in nearly every way you can lose.
Wrong. You were hired to do a job, and you did it. And in the process, you've received a valuable reminder about the unique danger the Ashen Demon poses.
You're right. I can't believe one fighter could turn the tide of an entire battle like that.
Precisely. They're surely going to continue standing in our way, so do try to dig a little deeper the next time you square off.
Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks for the chat.
Did you manage to find Ferdinand and his troops?
No, but I spotted tracks that suggest they fled toward Garreg Mach.
So they've given up on the southern route and are making their way back to the Empire by circling west. It won't be easy to catch them now.
I'm just relieved that Ferdinand is still alive.
I must admit, I am too.
Yeah, same here. I just wish we could have caught him, though. Knowing Ferdinand, he's gonna think the only way to redeem himself is by attacking us again.
Well, if he does, I'll just chase him away. I'll send that guy packing as many times as we need.
I'm more worried about Geralt and his mercenaries.
I'm with you on that.
Right. Ferdinand would have never escaped if Geralt's people weren't covering him. I suspect this won't be the last we see of them. We can't let their smaller numbers lull us into a false sense of security. That's a surefire way to get beaten. On the bright side, we've taken down most of what was left of the Imperial Army's invasion force. I think it's fair to say the Alliance has officially made it to the other side of this crisis. Great work, everyone.
May I ask what our next move is, my lord?
Well, as you know, the Empire is currently locked in battle with the Kingdom of Fargus. With fronts to the east and the west, the Empire's stretched thin. They've been forced to divide their army. I'd be curious to hear what my favorite mercenary thinks. What would your next move be?
As the brains of this duo, I'll take this one. The answer couldn't be clearer. Attack the enemy's homeland.
First off, I'd fortify our borders. Then we could rally the Alliance army and prepare for what comes next.
Okay, that's the exact opposite of what I told you. I'm hurt that you place so little faith in me.
That would only serve to put us in the same position as before, playing defense against the Empire. Now is the time to go on the offensive.
I agree. They attacked us first, so we're fully justified in a retaliation. What's more, if we can claim House Burgleys' farmlands for ourselves, then the Alliance should be sitting pretty for a century to come.
Isn't Count Burgleys known for his incredible strength?
He may be Adrestia's mightiest warrior, but at the end of the day, he's still just one man. The Empire's invasion of Leicester has failed. That crack in their armor is just the opening we need to strike.
If victory means peace for the Alliance, I'm all for it. I won't lose to this Count, no matter how tough he is.
I'm sure if we don't take this opportunity, it won't be long before the Empire regroups and attacks us again. I don't approve of this at all. Surely the Alliance army is already exhausted from fighting multiple battles. So many of our soldiers are wounded. We should give them time to rest and recover.
If our attacks were to somehow fail, then the Alliance would be plunged right back into crisis. And need I remind you, the next time the Empire knocks on our metaphorical door, we will not be able to employ the same tricks again.
We won't fail. I'll handle Count Burgleys myself, and I will vanquish him.
But Holst, can you really afford to be away from our territory for so long? Elmyra could strike at any moment.
My, this conversation's certainly gotten heated. Do I sense another round table meeting in the works?
Seems like this kind of decision would need one of those conferences, huh?
That's how it goes around here, yeah. I guess we'll just have to table this discussion until then.
I've returned, Father.
Yes.
Father, between your feigned betrayal and surprise attack at the Great Bridge, your leadership in this war has been nothing short of exceptional. However, I must ask why you felt it necessary to exclude me from your plans. I could have assisted you had I only known your intentions.
No. If Deirdre had fallen, House Gloucester would have remained a loyal vassal to the Empire. There was no need for you to share the stigma of that betrayal. I wanted your hands to remain clean. You are, after all, the heir to the noble House Gloucester.
Father.
But I will tell you this. Claude von Regan is dangerous. In this matter, I allowed him to inveigle me into going along with his scheme. And what was born of this plan of his? Much of our domain became a battlefield, its citizens exposed to considerable peril.
That seems a small price to pay considering all we have gained.
An Alliance leader who dismisses any amount of suffering is unfit to bear the title. I am convinced that Claude will never understand this.
Now, that is not necessarily...
Listen to me, Lawrence. I am done obeying that reckless child.
You cannot mean to secede from the Alliance.
No, of course not. I intend to yield my title.
What?
Claude may be the one to save our alliance, but I refuse to serve under him all the same. You, however, are much more adept at dealing with his particular style of leadership. Would you not agree?
You are proposing I become head of this house? Are you certain?
Lawrence, my son, I have long forced you to uphold my own ideals. That too ends today. Going forward, you shall act in accordance with your own beliefs. My only stipulation is that you never forget your duty to protect the common folk and always consider their best interests.
You have my word. I stand both honored and humbled to accept the countship of House Gloucester.